Okay, so you're going to start with a new Illustrator page, and you want to have two artboards. So you're going to go ahead and click down on the artboard and select a new artboard you hit here. So now I have two artboards. Use my hand to move it over. The Pathfinder panel is right here. If it's not on your screen, you want to go to Window, down to Pathfinder. And it'll be right here. If you ever are looking for something that I have said and you can't figure it out, if you go to Help and you type in Pathfinder, or maybe you're looking for drop shadow or something, a panel comes up right here. You can click to it, and it actually points your way to what I'm talking about. So you can go to right there. Okay, so the Pathfinder has 6 buttons. The 4 top buttons are for shapes. The 6 bottom buttons are for outlines. So we're going to start with just a couple shapes. Maybe I will start trying to draw Frosty the Snowman. You can draw Frosty, or you can come up with your own shapes. Select them all, and I'm just going to stand them upright by using my Align tool right there. And I'm going to click over here. If I click off, you see that the path is overlapping. I want it to be one image, so I'm going to click on the Unite right there, and then I can size them down. And then you can go back and add your details, maybe some ears, eyes, and a carrot nose, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to do another shape with the star tool. Have a 5-pointed star. Now this one I want to do like a sheriff badge, so we'll make it a little gold looking, or orange. And grab my circles. I'm going to put a circle right on this one. And if you don't know, when you hold Option on your keyboard on a Mac and click and drag, that will automatically copy. So you don't have to do copy and paste over and over. Then I'm going to select them all, unite them. And I like to thicken my stroke weight just to make it look a little cuter, and that's set over. So that is my Unite tools. Now I'm going to come over here to my minus front. So one of the first things, like the easiest things to draw, or one that we want to draw a lot, is a moon. So what I'm looking for is that crescent shape right there. Select them both, minus the front, and now I have a crescent moon. Maybe rotate it. Okay, now I want to draw a cookie that has a bite out of it. So I'm just showing you, you can even use your brush tool, your pencil tool, or a pen tool. You can create the shape. That's the wrong tool. Brush. So I'm going to take some bite marks out. I want to come back up and finish it so it makes a shape. Select both of them, minus the front, and now I have a little cookie with a bite out of it. So again, just minus front is right here, so you'll just take 2 shapes. And I'm going to take maybe a star right here. So I just want like this. So I have, and minus front means it's just going to take away the shape that I have on top of my other shape. So now I have 3 for minus front, and now it's shaped, so you can go ahead and fill in with color. So then I'm just going to go to the next one, and this one is intersect. So have you guys ever tried to draw a football for a logo or something? What I'm going to do is just intersect these shapes. Maybe if I'm going to draw an eye, I'm clicking right here, and it's going to pick this shape right here that's intersecting. So I come up, and it's the next Pathfinder tool, and I click on intersect, and it takes that shape.
How many designs are we making?
You're going to make 2 of each one of these, so it'll be 20 designs total. Okay, so maybe I want to make like a gear or something. I'm going to make that gray. Again, take a circle, and I'm going to minus the front, so take a circle. Just put it over that star. So I have 2 intersecting shapes right there. And then I'm going to move to the next one, and this is exclude. So then what it's going to do is actually exclude the shapes. And it's nice because you can actually use lettering, but you have to make it a shape. So how do I make lettering a shape in Illustrator? Yeah, you create outlines. So I'm going to right-click, create outlines, and then I'll just put a shape over the top of it. This one I'm just going to do a rectangle because it's kind of a cool effect. Exclude. And then you can always change the color. You can add strokes to it. So that's exclude. And again, it'll just exclude whatever shape. So if I did have just two rectangles over the top, select both of them, click exclude. It's going to minus that out. Okay, so that's the next one. So I have two here, normally two here, two here, two here. Now I'm moving on to the bottom one. I'm just going to move that to the next page to have more room. Now Pathfinders, what I want you to think about is those are the paths. Those are the strokes that we're working with. So think about the strokes. Sometimes it looks like it takes those strokes away. So make sure you add a stroke to it, and I'll show what I'm talking about in a second. I'm going to go quick. I want you to do different shapes than I have here, but I'm just going to use some basic shapes to go so it goes a little faster, so don't lose your attention. Do a rectangle. Okay, thanks. I'm going to copy and paste it. I don't have to see that. You don't have to see that again. Okay, now what I'm going to do is select them, and I'm going to divide. When I click on it, you can see the paths overlap now, but the trick is if you ungroup it, that's where you can see what divide actually does. So then I'm going to select this one, and I want you to do different shapes. I'm doing the same shapes just to make it go faster. So you'll do two different divides using different shapes. Now I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to select trim. And again, you can't really tell what trim did when it's grouped, so you need to make sure you ungroup it. Grab your black arrow tool and just pull them apart. So you can see the difference between divide and trim. Our divide keeps the pie shape there, where trim didn't. Okay, so now I'm moving to the next one. Just to change it up, I'm going to move the things. Select them all. Move over to merge. And again, what happened when I merged it, you'll ungroup it and move. And you can see this one is very similar to the trim, but depends on the shape. Sometimes it just does different things. Okay, again, I'm going to copy and paste. And this one's going to be crop. And these I'm actually going to go have them overlapping like this. Click on them. Click on crop. And you can't really tell what happened because the strokes are gone. So if you select this and make sure you have a stroke on there again, you can see what crop did. So it has that shape in there. I'm just going to repeat two shapes again just to show you what crop does. So select everything, crop it. Oh, it's actually only working with two shapes, so I'll get rid of this one. I don't know why. Crop. Make sure I have a stroke on there so I can actually see what happened when I cropped it. So you can see how you kind of create some cool shapes. Okay, then the next one would be, so still these. Put a path on these, or an outline. And this one's called outline. And it does seem like it just totally disappears. So what I want you to do is select all that, go back up, change your outlines, and you can see what it did. It broke it apart, and again, ungroup it. And you can come through, and like the Olympic ovals is a good one. This is one of the ways you can make that if you were trying to do those. So it broke the paths apart, so now you can kind of change like the different paths or stroke colors. And that's path. And then the last one is minus back, and it works exactly like minus front. It just minuses the one that's behind. So for example, if I did the cookie and I made my bite, and selected them, it's going to minus the one that's behind. So it actually gives me like just that part of that image. So instead of like the minus front that cut out the cookie part. So it's one of those, just kind of play around with the different shapes. Again, select on that, minus back, and see what it leaves you. Okay, so for the assignment, you're going to have all 10 buttons done twice, so that's 20. And what I want it to look like is like this one right here in Canvas. So see how I've blocked it off so it makes it easy for me to see. This one right here, somebody did 3, so they just left it on there. But they're all labeled and squared off on their artboard.